I was in the middle of nowhere in Africa, and I was medevaced to the capital, Nairobi, and I was in hospital there for a while. I'm Shannon Wild. I'm a wildlife photographer and cinematographer, and I'm based in Africa, but you might be able to tell from the accent that I'm actually Australian. I was actually on assignment in Kenya a few years ago, and I ended up collapsing in the bush by myself in an area that's actually frequented by lions coming through. Luckily, none did while I was unconscious. But I'm not exactly sure how long I was there until people found me, but it was long enough that I had some gravel embedded into my face. So that was basically my body saying, this is the limit, you need to slow down. And that actually led to me, it took a good 6 months of recovery. The first 3 months I was completely bedridden. I was sleeping all the time. I was very, very ill. Once I was found unconscious, I was actually medevaced to, so I was in the middle of nowhere, and I was medevaced to the capital, Nairobi, and I was in hospital there for a while, and then managed to get back to South Africa, where I started this very, very slow process. And I think, it was about 6 months until I started to gradually get back into the field where I could even have the strength to hold a camera or do anything useful in this capacity. So the first 3 months I couldn't do anything. I mean, I was so ill and sleeping a lot and trying to let my body recover. But after that, the next 3 months, I was physically trying to recover, but mentally I was quite alert again and back, and so I was incredibly frustrated. I was frustrated at my body that it couldn't do what I wanted it to do, and I was frustrated that I couldn't be out in the wild and doing what I love, and also not having that creative outlet that I get from filming and photography. So that actually led to a business idea, and to be honest, I didn't think that it would turn into anything initially. Throughout my travels, I've always collected different bracelets and beaded jewelry and lots of different cultural pieces. And it ended up becoming sort of one of my trademarks. I always have a wrist full of things. So just as a way to have some sort of creativity, I started to pull them apart and reassemble them and design them in different ways. And I found that I really enjoyed that. So then that naturally led into how can this benefit what I love so much, which is wildlife. Over the years, I've networked with so many incredible organizations, conservation and habitat organizations, animal welfare. If I could make these and then sell them, I could give some of that money to these organizations that do the most amazing work. So I'm still contributing, I'm still making a positive impact, even though I'm stuck in bed and I can't, get out into the field. I got really, really into it. I started sourcing beads from all different places that I'd visited. I mean, Indonesian lava beads and beads from Zambia and all throughout Africa and all over the place. And really just committed, okay, I'm going to make this into a business. So with my graphic design and marketing background, it came in really handy because I could do everything myself. Obviously, I could photograph product myself, which is great. So from a cost perspective and starting the business, I could bootstrap it. And I just created these designs. I reached out to charities that I'd worked with who I knew, I'd seen their work and I'd worked with them in the field, and I knew that the money would be utilized properly. And it just Wild in Africa started from there. I registered the business, built the website, used my social leverage to market it, and it's built into this really incredible business that I'm continuing to scale. So it's been a really amazing process of working with the charities on a different level to what I'm used to, which is going out into the field, documenting them work, the animals and all the stuff that they're doing. I can't tell you the feeling that I had the first time I was able to donate the money. So my charity bracelets, the purpose of doing this is to benefit wildlife. So I wanted to be extremely clear. I wanted to be transparent about what we give back. So as a consumer, I want you to be able to go onto the website and go, okay, if I buy this bracelet, this much goes to this charity. And so I donate 50% of the purchase price. It's not 50% of net proceeds or profit or anything ambiguous that if I'm not making any money, then nobody gets any benefit out of that. And being able to make that first donation, especially, I can't tell you how incredible that felt. It's a huge motivation for me. So every charity bracelet that I design is specific for that charity. So Wild Tomorrow Fund, for example, has an Africa charm because it's very habitat protection focused. I have rhino ones that have a little rhino charm. And then you can wear something that is, I take a lot of pride in the quality of it. You can wear that feeling good because you have so directly contributed to this conservation organization that is working really hard at what they do.